Hello, it's me, Tom, your friendly neighborhood atheist. And last month I was at Skepticon 8, which was actually my second Skepticon. I was there last year and did another interview video, which is what this is. But this time I spoke to just attendees because I wanted to highlight some of the friendships that I've made. These things are a lot of fun and you meet people of very like mind and a lot of commonalities. And a lot of differences as well. There's a lot of diversity, and there was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of kids at this particular event. Skepticon is actually a free conference for most attendees, though they do really appreciate when you give them some money, and I do. So, and I also actually was not a speaker, but I did a workshop at this conference, which was my first time doing such a thing. And that was very interesting and kind of fun, and maybe we'll get to do it again. Anyhow, I just wanted to share some of the interviews that I did with some of these people that I've known for about a year now. And they're great people, and I'm very happy to call them friends. Hope you enjoy. Camera over here. Hello, I'm here with Josiah Mannion, and we're here at Skepticon 8.
Yes, we are.
And we've known each other for a little over a year now. This is, I think, the 5th conference we've been at the same time.
It's been longer than that, hasn't it?
It's been the two Posticons, two Skepticons, and Gateway.
But when was it? Yeah.
At time flight. That's the great thing about these conferences. The first conference, I met you. The second one, we were friends.
Yeah.
Which is
I know. I
really
love
cool.
I love that.
So it's hard to know when you meet somebody because it's like we've been friends forever, though we just met each other 2 months ago.
Really? Yeah.
So how do you think Skepticon 8 is going so far?
I think it's absolutely fabulous, and I've loved it, and I can't tell you how much I needed this conference to happen.
Because you almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I almost didn't make it. I didn't know. Yeah, I almost didn't make it. But then, the last couple days, everything came together, and now I'm here, and I'm having a wonderful time.
Now, typically, you are like the staff photographer.
Right.
So, and this is you getting a chance to take pictures on your own.
Yeah, I mean, I got a one of these.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to get a one of these, but I got a one of these.
Because you're always special.
So yesterday I was kind of working for Skepticon.
Yeah.
But Jocelyn's here now.
Yeah.
She's doing her thing, so I get to take pictures of pretty much whatever the fuck I want to.
Cool. So how would you, what would you say to people to encourage them to come to a conference like this?
God, you ask hard questions. To encourage them to come if they've never gone to an atheist or secular or skeptics conference before.
Would you say the speakers are the biggest draw, or the community, or just the social aspect of it?
I would say that anybody that thinks that they're coming to a conference just for the speakers is a very particular kind of person. For the vast majority of us, half the conference is the content and the other half of the conference is the people. And that's a very legitimate part of the conference. So, like people that come to a conference and only see maybe 3 or 4 speakers, maybe even just 2 or 3, and they spend the rest of their time by the pool or at the bar or out in the hallway, that's a perfectly legitimate conference experience. Yes. That is a part of the conference. Yeah. That is half the conference right there.
Yes.
Is just that. And then you have all of the speakers and all of the great content that they are talking about and the issues that they are bringing awareness to. So there are people that are going to feed on both of those things. Some more one thing than the other thing, and some pretty evenly balanced. And one of the things that I think is great for me at conferences is that normally I'm not like diagnosed ADHD or anything like that, but I do have a little bit of that in my personality. So it's fantastic for me if I'm at a conference as a photographer, or even if I'm not there as their like official photographer, if I'm taking pictures.
You can bounce around.
Yeah, it's great because I get to bounce around. I get to go out in the hallway and talk to people and take pictures and do all of that. And then I can go back into the conference and watch 10 or 15 minutes or whatever, however long of a conference. But
I mean, it's great to have the speakers, and a lot of times you have the opportunity to interact with them. That's something you can't get on a video or on YouTube or even seeing a lecture online at all.
Right.
Here, it's cool being able to see them, but especially for me, the best part is you're in with community. Everyone here, you can relate to immediately.
Yeah.
And just
yeah,
it's a fun time.
Because
it's a party.
Because this is things like this are the you get to drop that guard about constantly looking over your shoulder, wondering, who's going to be the next person to come up and ask you, what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about having that part of that conversation. So you can move on and talk about other things.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, it's great to be able to sit and talk to the speakers and things like that. Skepticon in particular is a very peculiar place for that.
They have the workshops.
And they have the workshops, which is my favorite part. I love the workshops. But it's also nice because then you sit down and you start talking to these speakers, and you realize that the things that they like to talk about, they're not like 100% whatever the issue is that they are publicly known for speaking about.
Yes.
They also want to talk about fanfic and the fucking romance novel that they're reading right now or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's cool because they're not only on the stage and you might get a chance, but they're here hanging around. A lot of them will have a table, and you can walk up to them, talk to them,
and sit down and talk about books and music and art and movies and sports and the stuff that people talk about, because you don't need to sit there and go over the Euthyphro dilemma one more fucking time.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tom.
Hopefully I'll be able to keep this one because I've had a little few missteps with these interviews, but
it happens.
And we'll see you next time.
All right, see you next time, man.
Recording, not touching.
All right, no touching.
Okay. No touching. I'm here with Carla and Chad. You can touch me. I'm not. Okay. Oh, the camera's here, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm here with Carla and Chad at Skepticon 8. Now, we met first at Apostacon last year. That's it.
I don't think that was... We met before, I think.
No, that was the
Really?
first conference I'd ever been to.
Rookie.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
And you were working that one.
Okay.
Sordid history. Is there something I need to know?
As a volunteer, you did that.
Evidently, I need to know this too.
Okay.
So what brings you to these conferences? What kind of thing? What motivates you? Not what vehicle you drive.
Besides my addiction
A
for
Nissan
Skepticon?
Sentra 2012 Ford. It's actually kind of nice. Came with options.
It is pretty.
Previously owned. I watch it daily if I can.
What?
That's an addiction. No, honestly, the thing with Skepticon is I've watched it grow even more than Apostacon, from little bitty baby conference to now it's all grown up but still free and generous with everything.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And it's got a food pantry this year. Who knew? It does.
Okay, fair enough.
So what do you think? Well, other than the food pantry, what do you think of this year's? Because it's got a little bit of a different thing they're doing with all new speakers.
Oh, that thing. Okay. No, honest, I like the idea of the new speakers. I think honestly they're probably better served doing a mix of, say, traditional or experienced speaker
The faces
with
that we already
newer
know.
ones.
Yeah.
Good term.
Well, it's nice that a lot of them are.
Exactly.
It's nice that a lot of them are actually here. I mean,
Yeah.
Richard Carey and Greg Christine and PZ Myers here, so it's they're here. And one of the nice things is that you get to interact with these people that otherwise you can watch videos of. And
Yeah. But there's always the people that look at who's on the speakers list to decide where if they're going to go or not.
Yeah.
So A mix, but
Yeah.
they're definitely dialing it in.
Yeah. So, how would you encourage other people to attend events like this?
Other than stalking them on the street and telling them you must go because Skepticon kicks ass? Other than that?
Yes, people who might look at the speaker list and like, I don't want to see them. How would you motivate them to come otherwise?
I think Facebook likes.
Yes.
You just hit like, and if you get like the high score wins.
Exactly.
Yes. No, I mean within the communities, like I think we're connected within our own communities somewhat, but by trying to talk with all these different smaller local organizations, definitely spreading the word of mouth is good. And I know we promote that every time when it comes up, months out, we'll be trying to get, like, so to say the student organizations, making sure they're aware, trying to arrange for, like, rides or, like, a lot of times they have, like, limited resources.
Yeah.
Not hard to, like, open up a seat, just drive down here and make sure that they have access. But, yeah.
And speaking of promoting, what do you want to promote?
Secular Coalition for America.
Secular Coalition for America.
Yeah.
Yes.
And American
So
Atheists.
can you-
Okay.
Hold them too.
Particularly for Missouri in this case.
Yes.
Yeah, Secular Coalition for America is the parent organization, 501c4. So non-tax deductible donations, but they can lobby. That's the whole point behind their gig.
And what is the importance of having that here?
Of having that in Missouri,
Yeah.
just the fact that
Really anywhere.
Anywhere.
I mean, the Secular Coalition.
it's the organization I think that's lacking in a lot. For example, you might look at American Atheist. They have a very specific niche that they fill. Same thing at Freedom from Religion Foundation, and I think that's great. And why stop there if you have, like, say, a way just to talk among those organizations and members and try to get them to work together towards a common narrative for the most part. It affects all of us, and I think everybody's like, you look around America, Missouri specifically, you have people from a wide range of interests. Not everyone's going to want to lobby. Not everyone's going to want to write letters to the editor. Not everyone's going to want to protest or, exhibit their activity some way. So it's nice to have that network so we can find the people who are comfortable expressing themselves in ways that the network actually supports.
And conferences like this are a good way of finding out that kind of information and connecting with the people who are really involved with it, which is
you can make amazing connections here, especially since it's a free conference.
Yeah.
It helps with getting away from that old rich guy, old rich white guy demographic. How well-to-do are you? And you get younger blood, and different amounts of melanin, different amounts of testosterone, or none at all.
I definitely say this as a very diverse crowd, which is great. It could be more diverse. I mean, I'd like to encourage a lot more people of color and of just
different walks of life.
Yeah,
and I mean that is a good thing. A lot of the speakers, for example, they expose you to ideas like you're not normally day-to-day part of.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it definitely is a broadening experience. I mean, it's educational, it's fun, social.
Yeah.
So.
And it's great that the speakers, most of them, are hanging around. They're attending the conference beyond just being a speaker. So you get to approach them and not only talk to them about whatever they spoke about, but talk about the things in general. And it's very broadening to speak to all kinds of people, but it's also great to speak to people who understand where you are. You may be in an area that being an atheist may not be very popular.
In Springfield with Bible college, church, Bible college on every corner? No.
So it's nice to have an environment where you can be completely open and honest with who you are.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time, which was
Skepticon, Apostacon, Reason Rally.
Reason Rally. That's the one.
Reason Rally. Go to Reason Rally.
Reason Rally. National Conference. Or well, it's not even a conference.
It's Reason Rally. Go to Reason Rally.
Yes. Okay, and there's him. I'm here with Corey Clemson, and I'm here with Corbin Clemson, because everyone knows I'm really bad with names. At Skepticon. So, what? And someone from the American Humanists Association is making fun of us. Photobombing. So, what motivated you to come to Skepticon?
This is my third Skepticon. I was at 5, 7, and now 8.
Okay.
And I was part of the SSA at University of Akron, the Secular Students Association. And they were making the plans to go this year, and I'm finishing up college, so I decided just to drive myself instead of go with the group. But it's me and one other person rode out Thursday night.
Cool. Yeah, it's nice to come early, get in on the partying early, because
Plus we had to drive from Ohio,
yeah.
so
we drove from Chicago, so
okay.
So how do you think this Skepticon compares to the other ones?
So far it's been a little bit more lower key. The first one I went to, like I said, was at 5, and that was at the big convention center, and it felt much larger at that time. This one, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's a smaller space, or it's spread out in a different way. You can't see all the people together.
Yeah.
But it does seem like the crowd is friendlier. Like more, not as in they were ever mean, but I mean they're much more talkative. People are engaging a lot more this year than I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, you were here last year?
I was.
Yeah. Well, last year was also here, and last year was my first one. And actually, it's different because there's less tables, and so I think people are, not congested. It's working in some ways, but it is a lot different than it's been in the years past.
Yeah, it's a different space.
So, how would you encourage other people to come to conferences like this?
Well, I won't try to encourage anybody to come to something like this unless I think that they would add to the environment. Because I don't believe in the idea of putting somebody into a situation where they're going to be uncomfortable. Like, I have religious friends, and I would never want them to be here.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that by exposure that they would lose their religion, and I don't want that kind of environment.
Well, I meant more so people who would consider going to a conference like this, but aren't. They need a little bit more motivation.
I'd just point out all the drinking and rampant sex. No, I'm just kidding.
That might work for some. But,
No, I would tell them that if you're in a society or in a group or a subclass of humanity where you don't believe in a religion and you're surrounded by people who are, you don't have a lot of people in your life that you can talk to about things like this, and you don't form those tight group bonds like people who have a common belief system do. So if you want to find people like that and you want to form those bonds with people, this is the place to do it. Environments like this are awesome.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Corbin. Appreciate it.
Have a nice one.
So now I'm here with Rory Pfeiffer.
Hello,
And
guys.
Rory, I met you last year at Skepticon
Yeah.
7 and
We
this
had a
Skepticon
blast.
8. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I'm still recovering from that one.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely recovering from last night, which we left the party at 3:30.
Oh,
So
boy. I missed the parties, fortunately.
fortunately,
Unfortunately.
Oh.
Or maybe fortunately. I don't know. Depends on what happened.
it was an interesting party. I mean, the conversation was definitely unexpected.
Okay.
Anyhow, so what brings you to these conferences besides your car or Jerry's car?
I didn't even drive this time. Yeah, Jerry's good. I like meeting a lot of people. Definitely a lot of interesting people at these, and I don't get out much, so the Columbia Atheist group that I go to and conferences are my time to meet people, and I'm an introvert most of the rest of the time.
So how many of these kind of conferences have you gone to?
I've been to Seekerfest in St. Louis. This is my third or fourth Skepticon. I can't remember at this point. And to MU Sasha's in Columbia, Missouri. This is MU's Skeptics, Atheists, Secular Humanists, and Agnostics organization at the university. And they host a small conference.
So there's lots of conferences available.
Yeah.
What do you think of this one thus far? We're on day 2. Halfway through.
Skepticon has always been a fairly good conference. It's a lot smaller this year. I'm not sure how I feel about their policy to not bring back the same speakers anymore.
Yeah, they've changed things a bit, and the speaker lineup is not the usual suspects.
Right.
Which is both beneficial and detrimental, because there are a lot of people that we expect to see and look forward to seeing. Though
Right.
several of them, P.C. Myers and Richard Carrier and Greta Christina, they're here, so we're able to see them, so that's kind of cool.
Right.
What would you say to people to encourage them to attend conferences like this?
I mean, if you're, I assume if you're watching these videos, you're an atheist already, and if you don't have enough atheist friends as it is, then it's definitely a good place to find some.
It's nice to find that instant community.
Yep.
I mean, it's one thing I keep pointing out is first one I went to was Atheist last year, and by Skepticon, which was 2 months later, I had like 50 best friends. It was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I haven't seen you forever. It's like, I only met you 2 months ago.
Yeah. I wish I could have gone to Atheist this last year.
Yeah.
It's down in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents just moved down there, so that would have been a great opportunity to come see their new place and all that, but didn't work out. Maybe next year.
Well, thank you very much, Rory.
All right.
And enjoy the Skepticon tonight.
Cool. Yeah, I will be there.
Okay, now I am here with
Logan. Horizon. Colin.
at Skepticon 8. So I know you've been to at least one other conference. You were at Gateway.
Yes.
So what made you come to this conference besides your parents?
I wanted to meet people who also think like me, think like how I do, kind of, as in
Dude, you aren't on the
free
screen.
thinking. Oh, I'm not? Okay.
There you are.
Like, I wanted to meet people who are like me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So at Gateway, you were pretty much the only kid.
Yeah.
So here we got a few kids. Is it a lot of fun having other kids that think the way you do?
Yeah.
So what do you think of this conference?
Good.
It's awesome.
What's your favorite part? Besides the pool.
Everything.
and the
Everything.
dinosaur.
Everything. The dinosaur, the pool, almost everything.
What-
Everything.
Everything.
Now, have you actually listened to any of the talks that have gone on?
Yes,
No.
I have.
Two?
I've listened to the "In God We Do Not All Trust" and the one with what's his name? I'm trying to think of his name. Well, the Satanic Temple one is also the Q&A and stuff.
So would you come again?
Yes.
Yes.
In
And-
fact, I came last year and that was super
Oh,
fun.
you were here last year?
Yeah.
And would you tell your friends that you came here?
Yeah.
And what do you think they would say?
They'd say, "Oh, well, I haven't been to a con. Maybe I might be able to go next year."
And what do you think their parents would say?
Probably no.
So, do many of your friends in school, are they believers or do they think kind of skeptically like you?
I met a lot of skeptic friends,
Uh-huh.
like, who are just coming out, because, like, they're realizing that the all-knowing being, or God, doesn't really do anything for them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So have you...
Because if
Yeah.
God is actually real,
Uh-huh.
then the homeless people wouldn't be outside.
Well, that's possible.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it.
Yeah, it's hard to believe somebody's taking care of everyone that doesn't take care
Yeah.
of everyone. Well, thank you very much for talking with me. I appreciate it. And I'll tell your mom where this on YouTube so you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Camera there. Okay, now I'm here with Lacey.
Hello.
And Lacey, what encouraged you to come to this Skepticon conference?
These are my people.
Now you're relatively local, so this was a fairly easy one to get to.
Yes, I'm here as often as I can get here.
Now, do you go to other conferences, or is this one being close a real
I've been to SashaCon.
for SashaCon? Which one?
It's in Columbia.
Okay.
We carpooled. It was like 4 or 5 of us carpooled in a van and had a great time.
So what did you think of this one? This was a little bit different than years past. Had a different kind of lineup. What did you think of the speakers?
I think they were diverse. I like the diversity of the speakers. You know, gives us a wide range of thoughts and a lot of good lessons about humanity and about other parts of the world. We had someone from Lebanon, right? Like that's who that she was Lebanese.
Yeah.
and talked about her country and issues. And we had the transgender athlete, which was awesome. I think that's good. I like the diversity in the Skepticon and in the other secular conferences.
So what's your favorite part of conferences in general?
I know it sounds so cliche, but community. We all just fit right in together.
Yeah.
All of us oddballs, I guess. I don't know, but we just accept each other. And I like it.
It's funny how often people say, these are my people. Especially, those speakers who have never spoken at a conference like this. They meet like, my people. So it's
I
like
always
family.
want to go hug them.
Yeah.
I do. I really want to just love on everybody. I just care, and I hope other people feel it when they're here.
Yeah. What would you tell people who are thinking about conferences but have never really?
I love Ethiopia.
How would you encourage them?
I think you got to try it. And I think anyone in doubt should maybe even try to touch base with a secular group in their community if they can. And not every group's made the same.
Yeah.
So if you go to one and it doesn't feel quite right, try another.
Yeah.
Or if there's no groups in your area, then try to go online, connect with a group online, start communicating with people.
Well, Facebook certainly has many online groups.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's a great way to connect.
Well, thank you very much, Lacey. I appreciate it.
Thank
And I
you.
look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks, Tom.
My wife's gonna love that. And the camera's right there.
Oh.
Okay, now I'm here with Thomas Essel, and you are part of Secular
Coalition for Missouri.
So is that what brought you here?
Yes.
To the conference?
Promoting that and the original motto project. Is what brought
The
me
original?
here.
Oh, yes.
I'm here promoting all kinds of things. I'm shameless.
Well, this is a good place to do it.
It is.
And having a table is a good place to do it.
Yes.
So you said this is your first conference.
It is.
And how do you feel about this conference thus far?
It's been an interesting experience. I like talking to weird people and getting all kinds of different points of view, and this is definitely the place to do that.
There's a very diverse crowd.
It is a very diverse crowd.
Now, you and I both did a workshop yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Did you go to any of the other workshops?
No, I actually had my kid with me, so I was stuck out here chasing him.
Okay. And I know you're kind of stuck out here with the table. Are you able to see any of the speakers?
I actually haven't looked at the lineup because I promised a bunch of people that I would fill in for them so that they could go see speakers, so I'm the martyr.
Well, how would you encourage other people to go to a conference like this?
How would I encourage them?
Yes.
I'd just tell them about it, tell them how interesting it is, just all the different points of view you get, and the great conversations you have with people, and the great people that you meet. So, and me, you can come meet me.
Now, I'm guessing you're an atheist.
Yes.
How has that impacted your life?
It's kind of interesting. I've been an atheist since I was about 13, 14 years old. But I lived in California, so it never mattered until I moved here to Missouri, and then all of a sudden it mattered. And there was a lot of pressure to not say anything, which really got me started in secular activism. Like, why should I have to shut up? I don't want to shut up. So that's.
And how do you feel here, where you are not only not told to shut up, but you're encouraged to just tell whatever you want to tell?
I love it. I love to talk, so it's nice to be encouraged to talk.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much, Thomas.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm here with Laylee, who this is your first conference?
Yes.
Okay, and your dad brought you. That much I know.
Yeah.
Your dad, Joe, I know very well. Pretty well. Kind of so-so. I've met him a few times. Anyhow, so what did you think of this conference?
I thought it was a lot of fun and a great learning experience for me.
What was your most enjoyable part of it?
I liked the first day when we watched the magician. I don't remember his name, but he showed us like
One of the
illusions.
workshops.
Yeah, it was one of the workshops. I like that.
Did you enjoy the prom?
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. Did you see the dinosaur dancing?
Yes.
That was we had a dinosaur running around Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
That was pretty cool. And so, would you like to attend another one of these kind of conferences?
Yeah, I would love to come again.
See, you have a permanent date. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, now I'm here with Dave Holland, and we are at Apostacon, we're here at Skepticon, Skepticon 8. Getting too many of these. So Dave, what got you here?
A 2009 Toyota Prius and a desire to assist with what I see as one of the better movements happening in the world right now.
Now, have you been to other conferences?
Yes, I've only been able to actively attend a few things recently just because of work and schedule, but Gateway to Reason was a very big one. Seekerfest in St. Charles. A couple debates I've been to. Took a road trip down to Austin, Texas to see a filming of the Atheist Experience. Things like that.
I'd like to do that one of these days. So what do you think of this one thus far? We're on day 2.
Yeah.
And
I got a whole bunch of having fun last night, which made this morning even more difficult than usual. And everything I've seen so far has been at the least interesting.
Yeah, we were up till 3:30 having a conversation of deaf culture and the language barrier between not being able to hear and.
It's really hard to talk to deaf people.
Yeah. Deaf.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's different.
Speaking of deaf, this is one of the many things you will find at a conference like this, which is the Satanic Temple. And which is kind of a joke because a lot of people think atheists are Satanists. I know, shocking, I know. No babies on the buffet yet,
but we do have gum.
So, are you looking forward to the Skeptic Prom tonight?
I am, but sadly I don't have fancy enough get up, so I'll be wearing a horse mask because that is something. And I got my shoes ready, so I boiled them. They should perform well.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate it.
Good talking to you.
Okay, and here's the camera. Okay, now I'm here with Jason Bathon, and what brought you to this particular conference?
Sure, I heard about Skepticon several years ago. I came to Skepticon 3 was the first one I've come to, and I've come every year since. But it's a great conference, and it's free, so I got to see a lot of good speakers. They always put on the epitome of a great convention for it to be have so many great speakers and being free. So I'm a big fan, and I encourage people to come to Skepticon whenever they get a chance to. It helped me actually do Logicon, which is a similar conference, and we kind of use this as a template because of how awesome this was down in Fayetteville. But I love Skepticon very much.
Excellent. So, what do you think of this one thus far? They're doing a little bit different. They're changing the kind of lineup they have.
Yep, they went with a bunch of speakers that hadn't spoken before, and it's been really, really useful. A lot of new speakers that have a chance to come out here and show them who they are and what they have to talk about instead of just your standard people that they've had repeatedly. So it's been a great addition.
So what's your favorite part about any conference?
Mainly the community, the networking, and getting to know people. I met several people that I didn't know before that are also atheists in my line of work, which is industrial sales. So being able to see like-minded people, be able to be yourself is very important to these kind of conventions.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Jason.
Thank you guys very much for having me.
Okay, now I'm here with Adam Bachega. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, got it right. Rare treat. Here at Skepticon 8. And this is how many, well, let me ask you this. What brought you to this specific? What made you decide to come?
Well, it's actually interesting. My friend Alex, he got me into Richard Carrier's talks, and we both came out as atheists together, grew up together at the same time, and he found Richard Carrier speaking. He says, he speaks at the Skepticon, and it's free, and it's over in Springfield, Missouri. So we went out here one year for Skepticon 5. I missed 6 and came to 7 and 8, and I come to love the community and everything ever since.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh.
So what did you think of this particular Skepticon? It was, if you've been to some other ones, it was a bit different.
A lot different. I really enjoyed the social atmosphere a lot more than I did the speakers. Although the last speaker, I didn't catch his name, was really, really good.
Bo Bennett?
Yeah, that was fantastic. So I was really, really just hanging on every word he said.
Yeah, talking about woo.
Yeah.
And how would you encourage other people to attend conferences like this?
Honestly, well, drive, first of all. But no, certainly, It helps to have the community around you. You know, I know that for a lot of people, you know, I always joke because when I first came out, I come from, well, Chicago's pretty liberal. And my family was sort of like, well, you're going to hell, be home for dinner on Thursday. But, you know, when I came here, I kind of got awareness that people really do like lose their families, their homes and everything, their jobs because they're not, you know, religious. So I really just encourage them to come find this community, make the connections that you want and be as authentic as you can because they can really kind of build a new life for yourself here. So it's really no reason not to.
Very true. I also have to thank you. I did my workshop on Friday and you helped me out some. I appreciate that. So you can see him on that video.
And I must say, when I did that, I came up and I mistook outspoken atheist for militant atheist. So I thought I was supposed to be being mean. So if anybody sees that,
no, actually, you hit the mark that I was actually hoping you'd hit. Because, you know, what good am I if I can't correct you?
Oh, absolutely. That's what I was hoping for.
This is what you're supposed to be doing.
So you're a jerk. You believe silly stuff. The world's not 2 years old.
Well, thank you very much, Adam. Appreciate it. And hopefully see you next year.
Absolutely. For certain. Pleasure.
Okay. So camera over here. I'm here with Carla and Chad. You can touch me. I'm not. Oh, the camera's here, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay. Let's see. Get myself in position so I'm in the camera too. Okay, and there's camera. I'm here. So here's camera. Camera there. Okay. And the camera's right there.
Oh.
That's the camera. Oh, we can pull it closer. Okay, now, and here's the camera. Okay, now I'm here with. The camera's there. Okay, now I'm here with Adam Bachega.